It's good to see you.
We're back.
It is good to see you. Dude, you are one of the only people, I swear, you're one of the only people that I can trust to freeform that mic and actually use it properly.
This one?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I don't know.
No, that's no shade on it. That's no shade on anybody. But, it's like, that sounds good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like Ricky Bobby, whenever I'm doing a podcast, it's like, what do I do with my hands? I need to hold something.
Yeah, that's why I flick around a Zen can and shit, trying to figure out the fuck is going on.
Yeah, it makes me from doing nervous ticks or whatever.
It was funny. You asked about the pods I've shot so far, and it was the strangest thing, dude. I was perfectly fine. Like, my buddy Springer was here, my buddy David's here. He needed to be off camera because his job's being gay. And, well, dude, we had a fucking clip that hit or a reel on Instagram that hit 5 million. And he was, and he was tagged in it. And his fucking, I'm not going to say who his employer is or who he works for, but his employer fucking emailed them, brought him into HR, and was like, hey, man, you can do whatever the fuck you want on your off time, but if you could just not tag yourself in these posts, that would be great. Because we were laughing at a AI video of Winston Churchill talking shit about concentration camps. Oh my God. It was 12 o'clock in the morning. We were drunk. Yeah. And they're like, hey, that's, we can't have that button.
Yeah. Fuck you, Honeywell. If it was Honeywell, I'm sorry. That was
it was not. Guess. It was not. But hey, dude, I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but congratulations on Bad Sons.
Oh, thank you, man.
That's Sunshine, dude. That is kick fucking ass.
Thank
Good job.
you, dude. You're a fake fan, but whatever.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
I was like, I'll put you on the list, whatever you need, dude.
I couldn't make it, dude. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was really fun. We were super happy and grateful to get on that bill. Yeah, that was probably a top 3 show ever. Yeah, in my life. Yeah.
Well, because that show was completely sold out, and it sold out kind of quick too.
Oh, it sold out before even, I don't know. Weeks, at least 2 weeks or so, because that's when we got the call or the text. Barney was like, "Hey," well, I asked Barney. I was like, "I don't really see anybody on the website. Is anybody opening?" And he was like, "No, we might. I don't know. We'll go through or I'll send them your stuff." Basically, is what he said.
Yeah.
And he was like, I already sent them your stuff before I even asked them. So Barney's a real one. Shout out, Barney.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. We got on the bill, and then we were just kind of prepping for that. And then 2 days before the bill, or before the show, the Slums hopped on it.
Yeah, congrats to them.
Yeah, they killed it. That was their first time playing Sunshine. And they were, stoked, and they did their thing. They killed it. And then, it was just a good show, dude. We did all of our new stuff. We filmed it, so there will be a live at Sunshine coming out soon. So, yeah.
Well, I love that Live at Sister y'all put out.
Yeah, thank you, man.
That's a really, really well-made video.
Thank you, dude. It's all me. Whatever. Just kidding. No, we had a lot of help on that one. And I am still super proud of that one. That was a lot of fun to do. And they put the wall up. And then we haven't played Sister since. But
I'm not. I have no intention of poking. I have no intention of talking shit. But how do you feel about that as a performer? Because in my point of view, I look at that and I totally understand it from a business perspective.
The wall?
Yeah. Because
build the wall.
Yeah. You know what?
Jokes. People, these are jokes.
He's native. He's allowed to do that. Because what are they going to deport you? Acoma?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, get a bus. Get in the back of a pickup truck. Yeah, in the back.
But because from the business standpoint, I understand it. Because if they are charging a cover for a show that's going on before they put up the wall, it's okay, well, it's people don't want to just go in there and drink if they have to pay $25 at the front, $10 at the front, whatever it is. If there's a barrier to entry to a bar, you are less likely to get patrons.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, I'd imagine from the performer's perspective, a lot of That's not saying that people don't like bands don't bring crowds, but like you get whole new people that are kind of just wandering into Sister. They're at the bar, they're at the arcade games or whatever, and they hear the music like, oh hey, this ain't too bad, and they go and watch. And like, oh my god, it's Sad Montero. I want to suck their dicks, and then look at that.
Get in line.
Yeah, there you go.
Jokes. No, yeah, we talked about this last time a little bit.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Well, no. Like
I get
kind
amnesia like an hour after an episode.
No, you're good. Yeah, I don't know. I do get it because like the amount of times like we've been out before the wall was put up and it was like a $20-something cover. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know this band. It's a Tuesday. Why is there a $20 cover on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Why am I out on a Tuesday? That's the real question. Because I'm unemployed, people. No, I get it. I get both sides. But like to touch on the band, like the artist side, it's like the amount of people that we've had come up to us after, like after our show at Sister or whatever, or wherever, and they're like, we didn't even know you guys. We just heard you guys for a couple songs, and then we were like, oh, this is dope. You guys are sick. I'm gonna buy a shirt.
Nice.
And like that, you lose that, I think, with the wall. But you know, like you said last time, you can't have a scene without the venue. So
yeah, as long as the venue stays open. Is that a fucking Ransom Canyon hat?
Yeah, this
badass hat, dude.
Shout out Garrett. This was his rap gift to the cast. And the trailer just dropped a few days ago. So Ransom Canyon, season 1, April 17th. Tune in. Make sure you watch it so I get a season 2 and get another drop so I can keep going out on Tuesdays.
Is it on it's Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it just dropped. Josh Duhamel, Minka Kelly.
Do you mind if it's a minute long? Mind if I play it?
I mean,
it's like off my phone.
It's cowboys and stuff. Yeah.
This place. It gives us all something to be happy about.
Boom. There's Minka. I'm actually in the scene before that. And in this trailer, you can see the back of my head right there. And that's it. You can stop right there. That's it.
So what is this? What is this about? Because I've seen a lot of cowboys.
Oh, it's beautifully shot. I got lucky enough to do since the last time I was on this wonderful show that has a new name, correct?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations again.
Thank
on
you
the
very
rebrand.
much.
That's sick. The last time I was on here, I did all my ADR and like post stuff for season 1.
Yeah,
and it looks great. I think it's gonna do really well. I think this is the.
It looks good. These people
it's sick. Yeah,
it's
really cool.
My only knock on this right now is these people are too hot to be working as cowboys and cowgirls and whatever
thank
the
you.
fuck.
I appreciate that.
The back of your head is ridiculous.
That was when I had a fade. Dude, this place is actually really close to my barber that I haven't been to since June.
Oh no shit!
And I'm growing I've been growing the lettuce. Look,
listen, sir, you're in. Oh
my god!
Yeah, you're in fucking good company.
Caveman text in the textbooks. Like a Neanderthal.
I know, right? I'm gonna hit up.
No Neanderthal.
You're so fucking stupid. I'm gonna hit up fucking. So I had Joe from Ito's Barbershop in here.
Oh, I did see that one.
Yeah, I had him in here, so I'm gonna hit him up and have him cut my hair because I'm fucking. I mean, I've been sick of Great Clips, but it's 25.
Dude,
it's like $22 for a haircut.
Dude, Great Clips.
My
god, I can't talk shit.
I'm real cheap.
No, I get it. I will. That's one thing that I will never like really forgive my dad about is taking me to Great Clips and Supercuts until I was like 17, 18. And then I was like, I gotta go to a barber, dude. I looked like freaking Coconut Head from Ned's Classified. I had a bowl cut. I had horrible hair. And I mean, my dad, he's a handsome guy. He's a cool guy. But like, I don't know. I needed to get a low taper fade. I needed it. And then it was, set for the rest
Future is now, old man.
Seriously,
I can't get laid with your 1980s haircut.
Seriously.
But yeah, I don't know. It's gotten to the point now where, because I know how I look, just like in general, I know how I look, and the longer the beard gets, it's not the correct word. I'm trying to figure out the right words. It's not intimidating, but it's like a little bit better than off-putting.
These aren't good things.
They're not good things. Yeah, they're not good things on stage, and it's like because it's funny because if I can have a regular beard and do well on stage, but the beard gets longer, it turns less from a stand-up comedy set to like join my cult, and I don't want to do that.
A little bit.
You know what I mean?
We're white, all white. Next show.
But when when the summer rolls around, though, we're going back to mustache season.
I like you, man. I like you. Well, I'm jealous because like I this is it. This little thing, dude. That's nothing. I've always wanted scruff. Yes, I have done the AI filters when I have a beard. I'm like, damn, rough. If only. But then
That's
I see
why
like,
you got to be a Netflix star, dude.
well, I see my white friends and they lose their hair at like 30, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take the hair over the beard.
I think the little bit of native that I have in my blood, that and like the Spanish is what's adding to the hair, and I'm very happy about that.
I think this is like quarter Mexican I have. That's literally it. This is all I got.
It's like that South Park where they all take the 23andMe. It's like, I'm 10% victim. You ever seen that?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, dude, it's beautiful. All the white
That's pretty
people,
funny.
they started taking their fucking Ancestry.com shit. And they're running the ad for it, like, I thought I was just completely European, but turns out I have 8%, whatever. I'm 8% victim. So it's funny as fuck.
That is funny. I'm native as hell, so I can get away with a lot.
They're gonna when you fuck up in about 15 years,
they're gonna come back to that
on something small. They're gonna pull that. He thought he could get away with it because he was a native.
Well,
put him in the camps.
Do it. Just kidding. I mean, cancel me. Whatever.
But,
no. I think the 20 people that are listening to this live.
Hey, you know what, motherfucker? Hey, that's 25. Thank you.
You're right. I'm one of them. I'm always one of them. Whenever you put a new one out, I'm listening. I watched the Sage Cornelius one when he was doing the shredding on the.
Say is such a
that's crazy. It was sick.
Dude.
Yeah, it was really cool. We've known about him for a minute, like years, and. Yeah, he's just been doing his thing. He's been doing touring all over Europe and whatnot.
See, and I'll be completely honest. I had no idea who the fuck he was because he's
pretty big.
Have you been to Rio Grande Studios with Kenny?
Yeah, we've done some songs.
Yeah, you did stuff with him, right? Yeah. So I did a podcast with him a while back, and then
watch that one. That was one of the 20. You're welcome.
Oh, thanks, man. But yeah, around like November-ish, I get a call, and he goes, "Hey, man, it's Kenny." I'm like, "Hey, how you doing, sir? What's up?" He goes, "Well, I'm making a record with this guy, and it's really good. He should be on your show. It's heavy metal." I'm like, "Okay, great." He goes, "But it's heavy metal with a fiddle," and I was like, "Even better." Like, what's up?
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah, cool guy.
Badass. Yeah.
But anyway, I will be getting a haircut hopefully this weekend, and I will look less weird on stage.
No, you look good.
Hopefully, start making motherfuckers laugh a little bit better rather than just scare the piss out of them.
No. You're hanging.
But are you okay? So now that like Ransom Canyon's like wrapped and done and all that good stuff, what was that experience like? So we didn't really get into that. Oh fuck, we didn't get into that too much last time.
That's basically it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it was cool. It was way different than Resball.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, hey, I watched Resball.
You watch Resball?
I did watch Resball.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
because like with movies like that, and this isn't a knock, but you kind of
know where it's going to go.
You kind of know where it's going to go. Yeah. So it's in the execution. Like, is this worth sticking around for? Do I care about the characters? Is this like, is the execution proper?
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was sick. It turned out amazing. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, damn, I was in that. Like, I'm just a kid from here, and I was like, that's going to be a classic, like a Res classic.
Yeah.
It really is. I wish I can get it on Blu-ray. But yeah, no, it was Resball was sick. I got my first residual check. Shout out the strike and Netflix. So thank you for giving me help pay my rent. Yeah, it was cool, and it was like the highest of highs. I feel like I got spoiled with that movie and that project. And then going on to Ransom Canyon, where I was just like a recurring guest star on, I believe, I filmed like 4 or 5 episodes. I don't know what they did in post, and you never know. Like, I might be even cut out of it. Like,
well, I mean,
that's
back of your head's in it. You never know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but it was a very different experience. It wasn't bad, worse, better, whatever. It was just very different, going from like an all native cast and most like a lot of crew to just like, all right, you're the one native guy that's here right now.
You're our token feather.
You're like you can hang out with us, but you're not like us.
You're on set the whole time for the weather report.
Yeah. I gotta be careful. No. It was cool. I still talk. I chatted with Garrett. He's the one that gave me this sick hat on the last day of shooting.
What's he, actor, director?
Garrett plays Lucas, so he's like the main.
Oh, main dude.
The main kid, yeah. And I play his buddy. But Yeah, he just filmed this new Stephen King movie. He's on top of the world. He's up next.
Which movie?
The Long Walk, I believe, or something like that.
Oh,
or
cool.
something like that. Yeah, which I don't know.
Native.
There's a native joke in there somewhere. I should have been casted, damn it.
There's a lot of crying in that movie.
Yeah. But yeah, he just came off that, and then he's doing. I'm sure he's doing something else. But yeah, it was cool. It was just very different going to like a production where, I don't know. It was bigger for sure. Like I learned that the budget for Resball was the budget for 2 episodes of Ransom Canyon, and it's a 10-episode series. So it's just bigger. It's just like, it's a series that Netflix is going to push. It's like their main, like one of their main series is next year. And from the trailer, it's doing well. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, and hopefully we get the season 2.
Well, I like that Westerns are kind of making this soft comeback because they've been dead for the better part of like 30 years. Like I remember as a kid watching 310 to Yuma, the remake in theaters with Christian Bale and Russell Crowe. Great movie.
Yeah, sick.
But there's just been like, it's a random Western here and there.
Yeah.
And then Yellowstone came out and everything Taylor Sheridan's doing. I've yet to watch it, but I understand how good it is because everyone won't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah. I gotta be careful what I say about Taylor Sheridan.
But
the views on him.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, he's a very conservative guy.
He hates New Mexico.
Does he really?
He hates New Mexico. He's like, I don't want to do anything here because he filmed something here. It was like a shit show. But shit. Like for people that don't know, like there's so many shows that get filmed here in New Mexico. Yeah. And being a native actor, my one of the main inns are Westerns. All right. Can't have the cowboy without the Indian. Can't have the.
So basically, when I hear about the Lone Ranger reboot,
I'm
like, hey, motherfucker.
That should have been me.
Get in there, Tonto.
I do know people that were on there, dude. That was like one of the first like big movies made in New Mexico. They were like, all right, it's cheap to film here.
Oh, that one with Johnny Depp and the cannibal. What's his name? Fucking.
Army Hammer.
Army Hammer.
Yeah. Baller. Fucking gangster.
Dude, it's so funny. I rewatched.
Call Me by Your Name.
Fucking no. I actually haven't seen that, but I've heard it's great.
There's only one scene you need to see, and everyone's thinking about it right now.
Oh, boy. Does he eat Timothy Chalamet's dick or what?
Peach or whatever it is, yeah. So kind of. It's a weird movie. It's just like about grooming and like, but it's European, so it's hot and it's cool. Yeah. I don't know.
But I rewatched, I was setting everything up and I threw on the Entourage movie. And there's just a plethora of cameos in that. And Armie Hammer plays a cameo where he's just this giant dick. And he treats the main dude like shit because he's fucking his fucking his ex-girlfriend. Yeah. It's like, man, a lot of this does not age well.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
A lot doesn't. You know what I was thinking about actually the other day, like yesterday? This is kind of funny. Those epic movie, date movie, Meet the Spartans, dude, Dance Flick, all those parody movies. I rewatched them, like one of them, like a couple of them recently. Aged like hot milk in a car, dude. Like awful, but they're still pretty funny.
They're funny.
They're still pretty funny.
Listen, all you gotta do, because I rewatched, me and my chick, we watched fucking Vampires Suck like a month and a half ago.
Yeah,
so smoke a little bit of weed. It's 90 minutes at most. You throw it on and you turn your brain off.
Yeah. They're stretching that runtime too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, my favorite one out of that whole bunch is like I love to Meet the Spartans. One of the best jokes in that movie is when the Persian dude comes into the city and Leonidas kisses him. He goes, "What the hell?" Yeah. Was it a high five for the women and open mouth tongue kisses for the men.
And they all just start making out, just like rib dudes, just like kissing. Yeah.
But no, my favorite one is superhero movie.
Drake Bell. That's a hot take.
So good. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong, the poor guy.
No.
Well, I know. That's not true. He did some not so cool things later in his life. But when he was a kid, he was very much a victim.
Yeah, we did talk about the Quiet on the Set last time. Yeah. But another thing that I've been redoing is rewatching Drake and Josh since it came on Netflix.
I can't watch it, dude.
What? Oh, because you know what?
It's because I threw that on actually like 2 weeks ago. And I was watching it, and it's tough to watch when that is in the back of your head. At least for me.
I'm laughing.
Like, it's funny. it's still a great show, and they're great together.
It's hilarious. It honestly is. It's hilarious.
And what's his name?
Josh?
Not Crazy Steve.
Crazy Steve.
That's
Jerry
great.
Trainer.
You ate my enchiladas.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
that's fucking great. But
Well-
like in the back of my head, I'm like, this guy was getting fucking raped.
That was before though.
No,
That
dude,
was
it was.
the Amanda show.
But he said it was happening during Drake and Josh.
I can't remember. Pickle Boy. That's all I remember. That's all I remember from that. But it sucks because it's like, honestly, watching Drake and Josh like growing up, that was the main reason. Like one of the biggest reasons why I picked up a guitar because Drake was cool as hell.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It was that and Guitar Hero.
Yeah, same.
But obviously, I failed the guitar, and you're now in a great band.
No.
So, yeah.
Well, we both think Drake and Josh is funny.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. No. I it's my go-to like falling asleep.
Fair enough.
Do you watch TV while you fall asleep? Play something on your phone? How do you sleep?
So yeah, that's,
Show me.
That's the well, I have to take my pants off first. So that was the thing, dude. Is I had a really bad habit of turning on the TV when I was falling asleep, and I was like, and so when I moved to that new spot where we did the podcast last,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? No TV in my room.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna raw dog sleep, maybe hit a little bit of the pen, knock out whatever. That lasted like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then it turned into, which is what something I still do now, is YouTube essays on my phone and crash out to that.
Yeah.
It's like
you ever try to do new habits and try to change? It's like we're not doing this, dude.
this is fucking gay.
We're not doing this.
You want to go to sleep just because you're tired, you fucking pussy?
Yeah, we're not doing this.
You want to go to bed without stimulus?
Reading? I'm not reading books, dude.
Hey, listen,
I'm sorry.
all right, I read.
yeah?
I'll read every now and
Okay,
again.
there you go.
This is
It's a
absolutely-
blank red book. There's no title. What is that?
Well, it's All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the shortest book you probably could have picked.
Motherfucker, it is a great book.
That is. I'm a big fan of the movie. Have you seen the movie?
I haven't.
Oh my,
I know.
dude,
and
come
I
on.
want to watch the movie, but I was like, I want to read this first.
Yeah.
Because if it's because I heard all the praise for the movie.
Oh, it's amazing.
And
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, well the movie's great. I want to have my own version of it in my head before I watch it.
Yeah.
I will say this, dude. I fucking watched. I watched this. It's a Taiwanese movie, and it's called. Oh my god! It is escaping my fucking brain. It's
on Netflix.
no, it's on Shudder. It's
Oh.
it's like the worst case scenario of 28 Days Later.
Interesting.
Oh my god, it is going to fucking. Is it on my list? I hope it's on my list because, dude,
You would have a Shudder subscription.
I fuck with Shudder, dude.
Yeah.
Shudder's the
Cool
sh-
stuff.
Oh my god, I can't fucking think about what this movie is called. But it's a Taiwanese movie, and it's like zombies, kind of, sorta.
Mm-hmm.
But then what's fucked up about it is the sadness. That's what it's called,
Interesting.
dude.
Did you read the book?
Good. Well, it's actually based on a comic. Well, it's inspired by a comic called Crossed. And basically what it's about is there's this virus that goes around and you've seen 28 Days, right?
Yeah.
It just makes people pissed off and start like acting like zombies. Well, these people get like filled with rage, and it's like their brain gets reverted to these like animalistic instincts, but they are fully cognizant. Like they're like the people that are infected are talking to the people they're about to attack. And dude, it is so like
Damn.
they use guns. They use weapons. They move in packs. If they get a hold of people, they beat the shit out of them,
God.
tear them apart.
Yeah.
They fucking
Asians know how to do horror.
they fucking rape them at some point.
Oh, what the heck?
Oh yeah, dude.
you serious?
It is, but it's so well made.
Oh my goodness.
It is
Yeah.
so fucking well made, dude. Oh yeah, great movie.
Right. Well,
And
I'm gonna put it on the list.
dude, it's worth it, man. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking movie. And I gotta be honest, man. I'm not trying to be racist, but the fact that they're Asian makes it that much scarier.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know, dude, because these actors are so because like what happens is like they get infected and like they're doing this like weird smile and like and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Well, no. Like Asians.
Check cameras and shit.
Asians do know how to do. Okay, you can't leave me on this
I'm
part.
just-
What the
no,
heck?
I'm just
Okay,
checking
that's
cameras.
insane. You say you're a crazy racist thing, and then you just leave. I'm like, I'm gonna go check the cameras. But that's insane.
No, I'm just checking.
Yeah. Well, movies are cool. I guess.
No, I get paranoid now because again, fucking like 3 years ago, we did an episode where the cameras were rolling but the audio wasn't. It's now I just get paranoid and
Respect.
I also want to make sure that your handsome self is in frame properly.
That's the most important part.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
Should double check real quick. So.
Yeah, no, I didn't. But yeah, dude, that's a really good one. There is oh my god, and I haven't finished it yet because it was super late and me and her fell asleep. But we were watching this other foreign movie. It's a Spanish movie called The Coffee Table, and that's on Amazon. It's on Amazon, and it's about this couple that buys a new coffee table. They bring it in. They have a newborn baby. And I'm not going to say what, because I had no idea what it was about. I thought it was going to be like a haunted table or some shit.
Yeah.
I realized, but I just heard great things about it. So I was like, all right, whatever. Something really fucked up happens when the mom goes to the grocery store, and it's in the next, like, maybe hour of the movie is the husband trying to hide it from the wife. And that could so easily be the most boring movie on the face of the planet, but the tension and the anxiety of like, oh my gosh, he's gonna find out. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, well, foreign movies, All Quiet on the Western Front. So all German. I think it's the best World War movie since Saving Private Ryan. It's how good it is.
Different wars, but same point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I said World War. I didn't say two.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, no, it is. There's a scene when tanks first arrive, and tanks haven't been a thing ever,
Right.
really, in like modern warfare,
Right.
and it's kind of wild.
Terrifying.
It's terrifying to think like, oh, these are kids. Like my grandfather was a soldier, and he was a Navajo code talker.
Oh, no shit.
In World War II.
For people who don't know what that is, can you explain that, what they did?
Yeah,
Because they were a crucial part in beating the Nazis.
Yeah, very crucial, and not just not the Japanese mainly, but yeah,
The Japanese?
Japanese. Yeah.
Oh wait, you're right. You are right.
Pacific,
You are right. Yeah.
No, I think I am right. Just kidding. No. It's crazy because it's a crazy part of American history that not a lot of people really get or even taught. You know what I mean? And so basically the U.S. Army sought out young Navajo men to help create a code to, I guess, sort of just like be able to use that was breakable in the Pacific, and they used Navajo as the main language because Japanese people have never ever heard anything indigenous, and because of that, they were never able to break it, and were able to gain footholds in the Pacific and really do damage. Yeah, which is cool. So that was my grandfather, right, on my mom's side, and it's a pretty crazy piece of American history that I think is really, really cool. And for those who haven't seen Resball, it's kind of the same thing. In the movie, we use the Navajo language to
slightly different stakes, but
slightly
the principle's there.
But yeah, use the Navajo language to beat our opponents, basically. And there's beauty in that. It can get corny real quick, but yeah, I think it's really cool. But yeah, we were talking about army movies, I guess. What were we talking about?
Well, I am looking forward to finishing this and watching that movie, but I don't know.
That's what I was saying. I was like, imagine, because my grandfather was 18 when he went out to Guam, and I would think about me, what I was doing when I was 18. And it's like, it's just such a crazy concept that the kids in the book and in the movie, there are like our same age. Like there's a whole scene is about the whole movie is about like you and your mates like getting excited about being patriotic for your country to go fight and fight for your country, and then they quickly learn how much of a nightmare it is. Yeah. And that's the whole movie and the whole book, the whole message of it's like an anti-war, whatever.
Well, that's the thing is the best war movies tend to be anti-war. Either in their strict messaging or in passiveness. And personally, that's one of the I don't love social media, but one of the best things about it, especially with the Ukrainian war, is that people are now able to see
the whole
front hand what war actually fuck. Because obviously we got that with GWAT, like we got that from Iraq and Afghanistan, and we had a bunch of people wearing GoPros and shit. Like there's
the Vietnam War was on TV, like prime time,
and that's which is why that was the first war. Like there were some protests for Korea, but that was the first war that went televised, and it was in your living room. People were like, hey, and that was the watered down version too.
Yeah,
like they obviously weren't seeing the ugliest of the ugly, but they're like, man, maybe this isn't the best thing in the world. Because everything coming out of World War II, because we were the victors, was, hey, yeah, we sent the best of the greatest generation. And I'm not saying they weren't, because they were, right? But like we sent our young men, and they were valiant, and they were heroic, and we beat the bad guy, we beat the Nazis, and we're the winners. We're now the global superpower, and war is good. I mean, we have a military industrial complex now. They have found a way to make money off of war. We need to keep doing this thing, American imperialism. And now, when you flash forward to 2003, and you see all the footage that came out of Fallujah,
that chick smiling with the gloves on, dude,
and then you see everything that's coming out of Ukraine now, like, dude. Like, I get why drones are used, but with how advanced drones have become, I think they should be against the Geneva Convention.
Could be,
they should, you know what I mean?
It's like the hook at the end of the spear. That's the new one.
Fucked up.
Dude. It is crazy, and like they're filming it.
Yeah,
all the drones have cameras.
Yeah,
and this is honestly one thing that like pisses me off about Twitter or X. Is like I don't ask to see this on my feed. I just get like videos of like Ukrainian and like soldiers like fights, and it's like I don't want to see this. Like why am I being shown this? And then I hit the three dots, go not interested, not interested, and then they just keep popping up. Same thing with like naked chicks on Instagram. It's like I'm not looking at this.
Dude, that's what
I promise.
If there is one thing that women need to understand about men's algorithms is we could barely scroll past a picture of like Sydney Sweeney,
and it's just
and then
flooded.
Our entire like the search page is just
tits.
Yeah,
it is. And I saw this thing on Instagram where it's like dudes were like addressing it. It's like I only look at trucks. I only like manly shit. I only look at trucks. I only look at beards. I only look at other guys. So manly. And he was like, I switched my Instagram settings to female. Wildly different algorithm.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. And it's I don't know. I because I have two Instagrams basically. I have mine, and then I have the side Montero, and it's like I constantly like filter out my personal one, but like nobody like in the band. We suck at Instagram. We suck at like social media. I go to that one. No one's touched it. It's just tits.
Yeah, same.
It's like this is insane.
That's how the podcast one is too. Because all I do in the podcast one is I will post and then I follow just a bunch of other either people that I've had on the podcast, or I follow like a bunch of comics or comedy clubs or other podcasts, whether local or big ones, whatever. But that's really it.
Yeah.
But I don't really like a whole lot of stuff. I don't really like share a whole lot of things on that specific one.
Yeah.
Unless it's like people I've had on, like, I'll share like their post or I'll share their whatever. And even that's rare. Mostly I just do that on my personal. And so, yeah, my little search bar page is just fucking whores.
Yeah, exactly. And what if it was like, this is like the biggest psyop to convince our girlfriends that we're lying? No, trust me, this is how it is. See, it's the same thing too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's, I mean, you could go down a fucking rabbit hole. It's like, oh, well, what's the predominant group of people that own the porn companies and that own the social media?
Dude,
I
did watch a little bit of Theo Von's.
I watched that whole. I know where you're going with this. I watched that whole thing.
Yep.
And bro,
it's wild.
It's her because I remember.
I'm just trying to nut.
Is how
this shit crazy.
That's why I only watch the verified actresses.
Yeah.
But no, dude, because I remember reading about when the whole what was the company? Because I don't know how far you got in that episode, but there's a company, Girls Do Porn, And so yeah, it was a company.
Haven't heard of it.
It was a whole fucking like branch, or not branch, like company, production company that made pornography. And I remember when that scandal came out, and there's a really good interview with one of the victims.
Yeah.
And where she just talked about how, like, yeah, they held me in this fucking place for like weeks on end, and they took away my phone, they took away this, took away that, they told me this, that, and the other, and it turned into this whole fucking scandal. And I think the main dude, he got locked up for a while. I think he's still in prison.
Probably.
And then a bunch of his associates just got sued to high heaven.
Yeah.
It's and then Patrick Bet-David, he did, and I haven't finished it yet, but he did an interview. Like,
Who was that?
He's a really good, he's a podcaster now, but he's this big businessman who like built an insurance company, sold it a while back for like $200 million, and then now he's out of Florida and super successul dude. Like if you like listening to podcasts, I highly suggest his.
Interesting. Okay,
his team that he does podcasts with are a little iffy. Most of them are good, some of them are but his one-on-one interviews are fucking stellar. And
Nice.
And he did one with the new people that took over MindGeek, that are the parent company of
yeah.
of Hub and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times you can say that word without getting this fucking episode flagged. But
Mind Geek?
yeah, the MindGeek is the parent company.
Yeah.
And so they own Hub and all these different
Everything.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
right.
you
Yeah.
saying.
And so, but he's like hammering these guys, and they're like, hey, at scale, how do you guys? Because you allow user-generated content, it's like YouTube, but for that. So you guys allow people just to upload things, and I get that the person uploading the video has to verify their age, has to verify their ID, has to do all these things on their end as an uploader. But how do you guys verify everything that's in the video? All of the participants that are on
That was
camera.
crazy. When she was talking about how they verify it, it's
Right.
just like they click.
Well, it's
click.
bullshit.
They're not even looking.
Yeah, and they're like just skirting around the answer. And at one point, they're having this back and forth for like 20 minutes on this one subject, just kind of figure this out. And at the end of that version, or that like segment of the conversation, he goes, "Okay, so you can't verify it. Okay, next question." And it's like, "Oh my god!" My whole thing is like, I understand why, as business people, if you had the opportunity and you had the capital to take over a brand like that, 'cause there's a lot of money in it, a lot of money.
Yeah.
But why? Like I understand there's a lot of money to be made, but just the downside of it is a nightmare. Unless you're going to only you're just going to be a free platform, but for like the verified companies uploading on your site or whatever, they're not going to do that for free. So why would you take on that burden? Fuck that. That just sounds like a legal and logistical nightmare. And then, because on that Theo Von episode, they brought up a good point where she was talking about the people that get hired for that company to be content moderators. And what was it, like 4 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago, there were interviews that started coming out. And Vice is kind of a fucking joke now. But Vice, they did this good story on people that were content moderators for Meta. And their whole job was to sit at a desk and verify videos getting uploaded to Facebook and Instagram. And they're like, yeah, I'm watching people getting fucking killed. I'm watching animal abuse. I'm watching child abuse. I'm watching baby abuse.
That's me with my fucking Twitter feed. I'm not even getting paid, dude. This shit sucks. I'm just like, I want to laugh. And nope, you're going to get a fucking gang shootout.
Yeah.
Or that one favela shootout. Everyone knows which one I'm talking about.
Well, dude, there's
Everyone
a
gets
video.
the same ones too. It's like, why? Well, it's just all about engagement.
Well, there was a video circulating around about a month ago or so, a month and a half. It was this year, so maybe a month and a half ago, of the Ukrainian war, and it was a Ukrainian and Russian soldier that met one-on-one.
Yeah, in like the dirt, like the yeah.
And they start fighting, and one of them pulls out a knife,
yep.
and he goes, "Hey, you got me. Let me die."
No,
He goes, you were the best fighter. He says, starts praying to his God, calling out to his mom. He's like, "Let me die."
damn.
And it's like, fuck, that's war, dude.
Yeah,
And
he did it for the Vine. Knew he was getting filmed. Damn,
there's a camera in front of your face, and now you decide to believe in God.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, no, I do think it's very ugly, but I do think that social media is a net positive, because now more people are like, hey, war is not good, man. Because how old are you? You're like 27, right? 28?
I'm 26. Yeah.
26? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're within the same age range.
Yeah, you're
27.
a little bit. Yeah, a little bit older.
Yeah, I think I'm 27.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
because I turned 28 this year. Yeah. So anyway, like our generation, we grew up on fucking video games. Like I call it like the Call of Duty generation. Right?
Yeah. And
there's
oh my god. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
No, I'm just saying like, there's a level of, because I don't think video games are bad for you. I mean they can be, but that's everything. But I don't think it's bad in the sense of like, you play Call of Duty for 90 hours and you go shoot up a school. That's bullshit. But I do think there is something to like. Call of Duty's obviously on its last breath right now, but like at the height of it, when it was like World at War, Modern Warfare, like the old, like the original, like the height of the franchise, there is something, especially the Modern Warfare games being so popular.
Yeah.
And then, because I mean, that was me and my friends.
You know what it was?
Where we saw that and we were like, we're gonna go and we're gonna join the military and all that kind of stuff. Like, and then I remember my my uncle. And then one of my buddies, when I was a kid, his brother, they had this video game series for the PlayStation. It was called SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So in the first and the second one, and I want to say in one of the Fireteam Bravo games, the games used to come with the booklet. Mm-hmm. So at the back of the booklet, there was a tear out for a recruiter.
Like a
recruiter card for the U.S. Navy. And it's like, okay, I understand. It's like I understand the logic. But what does that mean? Like, what are you saying with that? It's like, hey, you love what you're doing in this video, want to do it for real life? It's like, and so now like there's a whole generation that's grown up on, hey, fucking war can be cool, war can be whatever because these
you
video
know what
games,
that is? It's propaganda.
Right? It's propaganda.
Literally propaganda.
It's propaganda,
and it worked.
Yeah, and
it was
worked.
sick because my KD was dope. I'm telling you right now.
Because then
1v1.
And then if you remember back to when like between 2003 to really like 2015, 2014, even after Bin Laden was killed, like what was the narrative of why we were fighting them? It was because they hate us for our freedom. Yeah. They hate us for our freedom. It's like, well, that's clearly not fucking it. Yeah. And then it's just hilarious now that, after October 7th happened, when Osama bin Laden's fucking letter to America went viral on TikTok, and all these young fucking 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds saw it, and they're like, hey, wait a minute. What? What's he saying? Because my older brother and my dad are telling me that they hate us for our freedom. It's like, well, turns out there's something. Like, I'm not saying he was a good guy. I'm not saying it was justified, but there's something to it.
Be careful real quick. Right?
No, but you can walk and chew gum at the same time. You can say that 9/11 is bad, and you can also say that maybe there was a reason they did it. Sorry. It's opening a fucking history book.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
and so it's just, I think in that respect, it is a net positive. And I don't know. And you even have the current president, but I'm not a huge fan of Trump. I voted for him, but like, I'm not a huge fan of him. But one of his best moments, like 2 years ago when he did this town hall at CNN, and he was talking to the lady and she was really trying to hammer him about the Ukrainian war. And he was like, she's like, what are you going to do to stop it? How do you, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I just want it to stop. I want the killing to end. I want people to stop dying. That's probably the best response you could get from a fucking, somebody running for president, let alone for any other office. But shouldn't that be the goal? Yeah. To end the war? But then you add money, and then you add profit. Mm-hmm. And then you say, hey, Halliburton needs a new fucking government contract. Hey, Raytheon and Boeing, they want to build new planes. They want to build new fucking missiles. Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing? So I don't know. I could go on for hours about that shit. It really fucking rubs me the wrong way, dude.
No, it's...
But dude, you bring up propaganda. You're spot on. Yeah. Well, because the Pentagon has like a $10 billion budget or some shit. I could be way off about the number, but it's in the billions. They have a huge budget for media and propaganda. It's like, where are they spending that money? Mm-hmm. What is it going towards? So I don't know. It's just
let's go back to talk about tits. Okay? All right. Dear listener, you're welcome. No, it is crazy because the one thing that I did do, I got tired of playing just games on like my PS5, and I went back to my parents' house, stole my old PS3, I had World at War,
Sick.
Modern Warfare, like all the old Call of Duty games. And I just like took an Eddie one night and I was like playing them, played No Rush, and I was like, damn, this is crazy that I was 12 just playing this game. You know how crazy it was that they had to put a disclaimer in front of the mission?
If you wanted to skip the mission,
You could, but also
Do you
were
really
lame. You were
want
lame
to?
if you skipped
What
that
are you,
mission.
some
dude.
sort of
You
fucking
pussy?
virgin?
You pussy?
You don't want to fucking. You want to live out your white friend's fucking scenario, his fantasy. You
It was-
fucking.
well, I was thinking about it. I got too high. I started thinking about it. I was like, damn. Everybody I knew, every single one of my friends in middle school had this game. Mm-hmm. All the boys, especially. Mm-hmm. The girls didn't play video games.
Yeah, because they're fucking losers. Because they fucking.
Hey, show
don't
me
know.
the demographic of this podcast real quick. Let's see the.
Oh,
the
it's
ratio.
exactly what you think it is. And then I have
98% girls.
Yeah. And then it was funny. There was a weird period of time like. It's when you came on for the first time. You and Aaron came on for the first time. At that point, there was like a weird 4-month period where it was like 65% women listening to this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And
Courtesy me and Aaron. What's up?
but yeah, now it's back to the boys.
Well, it was weird because like everybody played those games, and you were weird if you didn't play them. Honestly,
Yeah.
and we just came out of like what 2011, 2010. Ugh, yeah. But anyway, I was thinking about it. I was like, this is just like pure propaganda. And like me and my roommate, who is National Guard, he's getting out. This is his last like couple months. He's like, yeah, yeah, he's stoked too.
I'm fucking sure.
Yeah, dude, it worked.
Dude,
It still worked.
Well, I remember when the original Modern Warfare 2, when that first came out.
Yeah.
I was in 7th grade.
Yep.
And I remember when I had asked my mom to get it for me, and I had it planned in advance, dude. I was like, I'm calling in. I'm faking sick, and I'm not going to school. And I had this little little TV that had like it's like a TV in a VCR inside of it. Mm-hmm. It's like maybe a 19-inch TV. And I had that, and I had my Xbox 360, and I plugged those 3 cables in. I set it up in my room.
Red,
through that
yellow, white.
Yeah,
we're balling.
I fucking threw that bitch in. I was like, oh my god, this is insane.
Yeah, dude.
Insane.
Well, dude, freaking midnight releases used to be a thing.
Yep.
Discs used to be a thing.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Yep.
That was like we were the last generation ever to like GameStop is like done. Like that thing's cooked.
Well, that's why, dude. That's exactly why I have that big physical media collection out there, dude.
Yeah, that is
I
true.
don't buy video games on disc really anymore because most of the video gaming that I do is on PC.
Right.
But I will buy movies.
Yeah, dude, you should see my roommate. You guys are probably besties, honestly. All of our shelves are his, like, Blu-rays and everything. It's all just physical, which is cool. Like, it really is cool, and that's another reason why we brought out the old PS3 and PS4 is to play Blu-rays and stuff.
Well, yeah, man.
Literally, because my PS5 doesn't have a CD disc slot anymore.
Oh, because you have the digital version.
Yeah. And I just, like, I don't know.
Well, and then when it was funny, you bring up GameStop, when it's like last weekend when PSN went down for like 24 hours or whatever.
I didn't know. I didn't know. That's because I have sex with ladies. No, my roommate did, yeah. Make it a big deal. And I was like, all right, let's go outside.
He interrupted my fucking and was like,
Hey, the fucking is our internet broken?
Yeah, no.
but yeah, dude, like it was funny. GameStop, they put up a post and they were like, because I follow them on Facebook still, and they were like, I bet y'all want physical copies now, don't you?
Dude, well, that's why we started playing all those old Call of Duties. And they're still as fun as they were.
Well, I still throw on, I have my copy of World at War.
Yeah,
and
you can play with somebody else. That's not a thing in games anymore.
Yeah.
Like you can't do split screen. You're cheating. You're looking at my dot on the screen. You're cheating. Stop screen peeking. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. That's crazy.
Screen
peeking, dude. Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, dude, I threw that on and I played. It was funny. There was only like 400 people playing, but I got in a multiplayer match like that. And then, and then I played solo on some zombies, dude. And I was like, man, because you can get because I'll put on that or I'll throw in Black Ops 3 and I'll play that zombies. That's when zombies peaked, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but playing that old school zombies maps where it's unforgiving with the
Kino.
original guns.
Dude, yeah, it was crazy. A lot of sleepovers, a lot of bonding over these like 2 games.
Yeah.
Every kid, like every boy in America, played those.
Well, because
Kind of crazy.
Aside from the propaganda aspect, they're damn good.
They're fun. They're pretty fun.
They
I was never a big fan of zombies. I was just like, all right.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, this is kind of dumb.
You never liked zombies?
No, not really. I didn't like it. I still don't like it. I
There's
was just like, all right, because like I always like games where it's like I need to do something. Like Minecraft, I can't do just like build. I can't just kill zombies. Like I need an objective. I'm the best soldier, actually. I need to be told.
Your objective is survive.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You get the guns, you get the perks,
You
and
do?
you end up just running around the map, survive.
Yeah,
Maybe because my brain is super simple. I'm just like, give me the basic feedback loop.
kill zombies. Also, they're Nazis, so you're supposed to kill them. Don't feel bad. Yeah. No, anyways, video games. A lot of fun.
But yeah, no,
I played a lot. Yeah.
But about the physical media thing, like that's
Yeah.
why I tried. I mean, I'm doing it a little less now because the budget and living by myself and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when I can, I try to preserve fucking physical media.
Did you get rid of all your subscription stuff like Netflix, Max, Hulu, all that?
No, because I did have to get rid of a certain subscription service. I'm not going to say which one because of
It was Prime.
Yeah, no. Well, yes, let's just say it was Prime. Well, a certain subscription service decided to raise their prices, and I was like, okay, I can't justify spending this amount of money for something that I barely use.
Well, I'm glad you watched it before you got rid of the...
Yeah, I just did it like 2 weeks ago. But the only subscription services I have, like for streaming, are HBO...
Some good stuff.
And then Shudder.
Tubi.
Tubi's free, motherfucker. Tubi's my best friend.
Yeah. And Shudder.
But,
damn, that's crazy.
I mean-
HBO and Tubi.
Well, because I gotta look into fucking, because I pay for the editing softwares that I have for the podcast. I pay fucking $60 a month for that shit.
Yeah, remember that used to be like you just paid like $300 and you owned it. And
Yeah.
Now, well, that's the same with like a lot of music stuff. It's all subscription based. Whereas back then it used to be like a one-time fee.
Yeah.
Or you were cool and you just like did it on tape and it's an amp. It's a real thing.
Well, because I pay for Spotify. That's not going anywhere. I need Spotify.
Yeah, I need, dude. Honestly, YouTube, Spotify.
You pay for YouTube?
Oh, so nice. Come on, dude.
Why do you pay for
Everyone's
YouTube?
cooking you right now in their thoughts listening to this. YouTube, so it's the best. It has everything you ever want, anything you ever want. They got like breastfeeding videos. They got,
my God.
ranging from like live concerts to full movies to everything. And you can close your phone and it keeps playing. You can do other apps. Like it's the best.
The only thing that I really use YouTube for are podcasts, and podcasts have ads in the episode. So why am I gonna pay?
That's me clicking the screen.
Yeah, but I can just do that. Yeah,
You could. I don't know. We're all slaves to the machine.
this is very true.
Revert to monkey.
But yeah, no, I pay fucking a minimum, and I need to see if there's a program because all I use is Photoshop and Premiere.
Yeah.
So I need to see if I can just pay for those individually. Because I pay fucking $60 a month for Adobe, and then I pay an extra $25 on top of that for an AI software so that it edits the podcast for me.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Subscriptions are fucking killing me.
It's crazy. It honestly is crazy.
And then the big subscription service that I pay for is rent. I pay so much fucking money for rent. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But
I get it.
what was fucked up, dude? Because when I was looking for a new spot beginning of this year, I was like, okay, I know what I can pay for, I know whatever. So I started looking around at these apartments, and a lot of the apartments that I could afford, like, thank God I found this one. I literally found this one like 12 o'clock in the morning, little hammered, and they had just put up the listing. And I was like, I want it,
Boom,
please.
me, no.
But then, I was looking at these other apartments, and all the apartments that I could afford were under the fucking the low-income housing. And they were in like and they were like decent parts of town too.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
that's expensive, dude.
I was looking at it, I was like, okay, you guys are charging was looking for a 2-bedroom because of like the podcast, obviously. But I was like, okay, you guys are charging like $960 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, if we're assuming that these people meet your fucking threshold, like I don't make a ton of money. I do okay, but I don't make a ton of money.
Yeah.
And because I made over $36,000 a year, I couldn't qualify.
Right.
So I was like, okay, if somebody makes $36,000 a year, that's just under $1,000 a paycheck. So then, I understand they get vouchers to pay for their rent, and that's why the people get a tax credit, whatever, and it's just this fucking revolving door of money laundering. But it's like, okay, even with the voucher, how are these people, if it's just one guy or one gal, how are they supposed to pay for this?
Yeah.
And everything else that's required for life?
It's wild.
What the fuck is going on?
Dude, my rent was like $1,100 when I lived during COVID in like Montgomery and Eubank.
Yeah.
And at that time I had a really good paying job, but even then I was like, damn, this is crazy. This sucks.
Was it apartment or house?
Yeah, an apartment.
That's fucking nuts.
Which is crazy. But yeah, dude, rent sucks. I gotta pee, so incoming ad. Lucy and DraftKings. Ready? See ya.
We'll be right back. And also define being in trouble.
You're right. Yeah.
People, there is nobody other than, listen, and we're back, other than
Hello.
my current employer, who is fully, I wouldn't say fully supportive of the podcast, but just as long as I don't talk to you about the company, they don't care. But other than my employer, dude, no, I can't get in trouble with anybody. I am my own human being. They don't get in trouble with nobody.
Respect.
But so before we started doing this, during the break,
Door-to-doors salesman. So solar or what?
Solar, fuck no. I actually, we'll get into that subject, but with sales and shit, dude, I was in this bullshit little company because I came back from deployment and I was working at this carpet company, like a warehouse company, and I liked it, but it just didn't pay a whole lot. I was like, I need to get something more, and I applied for a job at this company, and the way they had pitched it was like, basically what we do is we do a lot of marketing and we do a lot of social media stuff, and we help like market brands for like nonprofits, and we partner with all these different companies to help do it, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, that sounds fucking great. Yeah, I'd love to do it. In reality, what it was is there was this one, I forget the charity's name, or else I would say it, but it was this
Red Cross.
But it was USAID. No, it was it was one company, or it was one charity that turned out to be a fucking shell. And what they did is they partnered with them, and they sent us out, and we set up these gay little fucking booths in front of like a Walgreens or a Starbucks or a God knows what retailer, and basically took donations from people, and like not even all the donations went to the companies. It was a bunch of
like
bullshit.
Ringing the Santa ring.
I might as well.
outside Walmart. Yeah.
I might as well have been, dude. It was bullshit. Anyway. So when we took a break, you were asking about like basically what you're asking is why is there not a whole lot of progress in Albuquerque? And I'm not well because let's be honest.
No.
There's not, and I don't really have a well-rounded answer because I am born and raised here. The only thing I can say is there's a attitude, maybe, or like a tone. There's something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go as far to say a mindset, but maybe there's just this attitude where it's like, hey, listen, man, things are the way they are.
I think it's changing.
Let's just get by.
I think it's changing. I think I really do.
A lot of that, because you were talking about a little bit earlier about why, I would have to assume, I don't know his views, but I could assume like why Taylor Sheridan doesn't like working in New Mexico. And I would imagine, because I don't know the details of it, but I've just heard about a lot of, just from the small business standpoint, all of the governmental roadblocks that there are to have a small business, to have like a brick and mortar business, whether it's to start a business, to get a lease right with a building, to get a liquor license in this state is damn near impossible based off price point alone. And I just wonder why, like, and again, this is just my political views, obviously, but there is a trend where the blue states and blue cities within blue states are not progressing as far because of a lot of their policies inadvertently hold the city back. And they're just not, it's like there's, and it's like, how do I put this? Like if there's a spectrum where like you have hyper left and hyper right, it's like most of the cities in this country exist on the far ends. There aren't a ton of cities in the middle. It's like, oh, we'll do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. Whatever we can do to get our citizens right, we'll pull and pick and we'll cherry pick, but we'll just stay in the middle. It's all party line. It's all, you got to play by the rules, by the party. And with New Mexico being so blue and Albuquerque being so blue as it is,
Yeah.
and it almost flipped red in this presidential race, which was kind of funny. But I don't know, man. It's like I was having this conversation a couple of nights ago because they just opened up and I'm in full support of this. They opened up this new like it's kind of a sober living center. I think it's in the North Valley. It's like this transitional facility where I know very bare minimum about it. But basically, it's like 50 to 70 beds. People go there and they can stay up to 90 days, I think. And basically, they get them set up where they get all their legal documents in a row. They get them applying to jobs. It's like, hey, how do we get you back on your feet? Now, we'll see how that is ran. Like, let's check back on that maybe Q3 of this year. See how good that's ran. But from my knowledge, a lot of basically anything surrounding like the homeless or the drug addict issue here or stuff around those subjects aren't working very well. And they just sold that Wells Fargo building downtown. They just sold that to the city, I'm pretty sure.
The green building?
Yeah.
I like that building.
Well,
I like whenever I go by it, the lights are green.
Yeah, because that's because that's getting sold or it's going to get made into I'm pretty sure, a low-income housing apartment building.
Oh, really?
I'm fairly certain. Now, I see the logic of why you would want to do that, but I could see that. Did you ever watch that movie Dredd from like 2012, 2013 with Carl Urban?
The
Judge
Dredd?
Dredd?
Gun? Yeah.
I could see it turning into that real quick.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I think people just like doing things in this city. They like doing things the way they've always done them. But I would like to believe that there's a shift happening.
Yeah.
But like, my first question would be, if you believe that, where's it coming from? Where's the shift coming from?
I don't know. I can only speak on stuff that I know, which is like bands and I guess film.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big, I guess.
Well, entertainment is a huge economic driver in this city.
And, more movies are being made here. More studios are opening up. Netflix just put like $300 million into the studios here. We just opened up another. Cinelise is doing its thing over up on like Alameda and the freeway. My
question, I don't know if you have the answer to this, but my question would be, I speak to the winds.
What's your question, asshole?
I wonder, because I don't want to out myself too much, but I'm very close to a certain auxiliary component of the Netflix studio for my job, and I know that they've expanded as much as they have, and I think it's fucking great. But what I wonder is, when they bring new projects in here, are they hiring people locally or are they importing people? You know what I mean? Because if you're just importing people, then you have to house them, you have to do all this thing, because you're not really adding a lot to the local GDP long term. But if you're employing people from the state, that's a totally different story, which is a net positive by
I will
far.
say, all I can speak on it for that is Resball. Yeah, it was mostly locals. You know why? Because they hired me. Hired me and a bunch of other people, not just like, cast, but like props, locations, crafty, like all that stuff. For the most part, it is local, and it depends, because like you get the heavy hitters. Like I hear we have a pretty big project coming here soon. Can't say what it is, but it's apparently Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yes. Yeah. Okay, so listen, man. I was growing.
Anyways, hold on.
Okay.
Anyways,
go ahead.
my point is, Yeah, like shit like that. Yeah, like they're bringing in their own people. Like
Yeah.
it's just like what they do.
But I'm not
it doesn't
even-
matter. Like it's like they do that in like Dubai or
Well,
wherever they film.
Well, I'm not even saying like for like I get it. Like
Who knows? I don't know. That's what I just heard.
Well,
That's all I
like
heard.
in front of the camera, I understand, but like behind the camera, if you
No,
can get
yeah.
people locally, that would be better for the place that you're filming in. And I would imagine, I don't know this is a fact, this is me spitballing, but I would imagine that you get a little bit more tax break for doing that, or at least tax incentive for hiring locals.
It is the whole production. Everybody they want to hire locals. You know why? It's because I get paid significantly less than everybody else, and on all the shit that I worked on, even on Resball, I didn't get a per diem. Because like,
Is it because you're local?
Yeah, 'cause I'm local.
I just have to ask.
and that's why they hired me.
I have to pay
guess,
but
but
I have
that's
to-
not why. It's
but I
because I'm freaking sick and hot. But whatever.
But I have to pay, you are very attractive. But I have to play devil's advocate because was your lower pay because you're local, or was it because you didn't have a significant role in the film compared to?
No, it just depends. There's so many factors that go into it, and honestly, a lot of them are negotiable. Like the minute you get like enough things under your belt, you can like kind of like tell your management like, hey, like no, I'm not going there without a car. I'm not going there in this hotel. Like I'm staying at a different hotel. It's a lot of that. But productions do want to save money, obviously, and locals want to work.
Right.
But I feel like that brings a lot of magic because when you're hiring locals, everyone like I don't know is more on the same page and everyone's like happy to be there. It makes the whole morale just like better. And yeah, film here in New Mexico. Yes, I've heard both. I've heard both of productions hiring locals and also productions hiring like out of state, like bringing people in. And it just I don't know, just depends really.
Well, because I'm not very far deep into it. Nowhere near as comparison as where you are with with film. But when the time comes that I start going on the road. And like years and years down the line, where I'm big enough and good enough to where I am booking clubs across the country.
It's gonna be soon.
Thanks, man.
Put it out there. Put it out there.
And I'm really like doing this. Like I'm doing like a regional tour or a nation tour, whatever. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I would love like fucking AJ De Leon or fucking Jake or fucking Tyler Lovely. I would love to be like, hey boys, we're hitting the road. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then the other part of me is like, I would also like to go into those cities like. And tell the club like, hey, give me your best local opener.
Oh my god, dude.
Give me because that's how I got my spot at Casadas. Is they were like, hey, you can bring your like they allow people to bring their own features stuff like that, but they encourage the headliners to come in and use locals. That's why me and so many of my friends get Casadas. It's because they advocate for local comics.
That is my dream, like touring, and I think that's what happened at Bad Sons. When we opened at Sunshine Theater, it was sold out. You're welcome. Just kidding. No, I think Bad Sons were those type of dudes where they're like, we don't really need like a bring their own opener. We wanted like every city, just like, who do you have? And
it helps them because they don't have to. They don't have to. That's less money.
Yeah,
they have to spend on food, travel, hotels.
And so, like in the same vein of you and me, I would love to get to a point where it's like we're traveling, touring, like a national touring act that we could just be like, all right, we don't care if it's like the School of Rock band at like in Duluth, Minnesota, or whatever,
Brunswick, New Jersey, or whatever.
Wherever. Like, give us your best because it's like we used to be those kids being like, hey, we want to open up for fucking Milky Chance. why can't we? And I don't know, just like shit like that is really cool. But also, I don't know. Can we talk about like the differences and the similarities between music and comedy?
Yes, we can.
Because I love both. I really do love both.
But before we do that, I meant to say this in the beginning. You have a show coming up.
Oh, yes. March 1st, Launchpad, downtown. It's us, Marisa y Los Homies, formerly known as Sugar Baby, featuring Hannah Beach. They're a new band. They're the homies. And then the Slums were actually supposed to be on that bill, but they dropped out because they got scared. Yeah, whatever happens. They got busy,
and so they're actually in the lobby. Come on in, guys.
Bring them in.
Bring the brass knuckles.
Hey,
come
pussies,
on in.
What's up?
So you said March 1st?
March 1st.
What time?
It's a Saturday. Doors, I believe, are at 7. Shows at 8. My homie Tevin from the Low Bros, he's performing first, and then it's gonna be a ruckus of a night. It's gonna be sick.
All right, this will be out like the Wednesday or Thursday before that.
Yeah, perfect.
Get a
Perfect.
little-
March 1st.
Little promo.
Yeah. Come say what's up. What we're hoping for is a lot of the new fans that we made at Sunshine. They get to go see our full set before, or like, because we had a full set before the Slums hopped on. Assholes. Just kidding. Jokes. No, it was dope playing with them, dude. You know, it was the first time playing, and they were
What?
stoked.
That was the first time you guys were on the same bill?
No. At Sunshine.
Oh, at Sunshine. Okay, I was like,
and
what?
no, they killed it. They sounded amazing. Shout out Andrew Godfrey. He was running sound that night too. But yeah, they murdered it. And honestly, like we were talking about, like locals opening up, it's like in the Bad Sun's eyes. I hope they like realize that New Mexico has so much talent. Like we can hang with like the big guns or like the I don't know,
Bigger acts?
Yeah, it's like we can hang. Yeah.
No, we
Easy.
have. I can easily say that we have the talent for both music and stand up, where no matter who is coming to town, we have local acts that can open for you. I promise.
Well, that's what's changing. This is because like we would never have played this show like, you know, when we were starting out, like I don't know, 5-6 years ago. That's why everything's changing. People are like going more towards local stuff. More bands are getting more like opportunities to play Sunshine, to play like Revel backstage, Revel like Launchpad gigs, like weekend gigs. Yeah, so I'm excited to see where things go.
Well, and what I like, well, it kind of sucks. Well, it does. It doesn't kind of suck. It does suck. The Dry Heat's closing down.
I did see that. Yeah,
Yeah, Dry Heat's closing down, and
well, they're going to New York.
yeah,
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
the owners are going to New York, but Dry Heat, the club's not going to exist. Like, it's,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to do their own thing in some kind of, but like Dry Heat, as we know it right now, is not going to exist. And that, the major negative out of that, other than just audiences seeing stand up, is now. Now, granted, we have, as somebody that puts on a quality bar show, we have quality bar shows in the city.
Yeah. Dude, I went to that one, OT's.
Yeah.
It was sick. It was funny.
We're
Well,
trying.
I went there because
Yeah.
I thought you were on it, but you lied to me.
I did not lie.
You lied to me.
I was not on that bill.
You know what you did.
I was not on that flyer.
You know what you did.
But no, it's because
Yeah.
we have quality bar shows that are around the city. Those exist.
Yeah.
However, that does not, categorically, it does not compete with doing a small club. It is just different.
Yeah.
Like everyone is there 100%. Everyone is there for stand up. The venue is set up for it. You have an actual stage. You have great lighting, great sound. Like the only negative to Dry Heat was that, truly, in my opinion, the only real, people can bitch and moan about little things, but like the real negative to Dry Heat was that they never sold, well, very rarely sold booze. It was a dry bar.
Oh.
Yeah, they did not have a liquor license because of how fucking expensive it is. Which
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, dude, to get
So
their
much.
to get their own liquor license, it was a little over $250,000 to buy one,
Yeah.
and then to lease somebody's liquor license, it was something like $3,500 a month. Which
I've
like,
always wanted to sell, like, do a show, like, at, like a school or something, and just have, like, a cooler full of beers and shit. Be like, hey,
keg.
give me what do you have? Fuck it. Who's going to stop us?
But so that's because
Anyways,
now that we
anyways.
don't have a club setting to do that, you know, getting the reps in an actual club is non-existent now. Now all the local acts have to get booked at Casadas, and now Hyenas is
Hyenas.
finally fucking
that's
open.
what I saw. I saw Hans Kim is coming there, so I think
Hans Kim and William Montgomery's son.
well, on the same show.
No. He's in April.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm excited for William Montgomery.
That's it's kind of big time. Well, it's like this in the same vein that like you're like really good comedian, not even really good because those guys suck. Yeah, like those are bigger names that are coming to Albuquerque. Your favorite band doesn't come to Albuquerque for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, well, at least like more like indie stuff. But
Well, like, now
now
the-
we have Revel.
Yeah,
now
Revel.
we have
Revel's the big one.
yeah.
Let's be
wow.
honest. Like Sunshine is great and El
Yeah,
Rey is
yeah.
amazing, but like Revel
They've
really
been there forever.
Right, but Revel bridged the gap between a Sunshine and an El Rey and Isleta.
Yeah.
because there were acts that were too big for these guys.
For Sunshine.
So they couldn't do it.
Not good.
But
Not
they're not big enough for a
Sletta.
Sletta. But now they go to Rebel.
Right.
And
it's sick. And
Yeah.
the sound system there is insane. I love it. It's a perfect venue. It honestly makes me forget that I'm in Albuquerque
Yeah.
for a concert.
I haven't been there in a minute, but like the shows there are great.
Oh, they're great. They're dope. And
But
I don't
anyway,
know. It's really cool.
the similarities between stand-up and music, I mean, honestly, I don't think there's a ton. I got to be honest. And
There's so many. What are you talking about?
Here's why I say that.
Okay, yeah.
You have to have, like, there's an underlying for any entertainer. You have to have showmanship. You have to have confidence in your product, confidence in yourself and what you're doing. You need an audience that's engaged and ready to see you and all of that. But like with stand-up, it's just you. It is you and a microphone. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Like you have prop comics and there's Jeff Dunham with his dolls, but like, and I love Jeff Dunham, but like you have that.
Jeff, come on in.
But 99% of stand up is you and a microphone.
Yeah, which is dope.
Figure that shit out.
It's really cool.
And then with music, at least you have at a minimum a 3-man band. You're all playing instruments, and as an audience member, because obviously I'm not involved in music, but as an audience member, it's like, well, if the vocalist kind of sucks, then at least the guitars and the instruments are good, and there's more there. If the comedian sucks, it doesn't.
You suck. Yeah.
It doesn't matter the inflection of your voice. It doesn't matter your timing. It doesn't matter your facial expressions. You either suck or you don't.
Yeah. Well, so that's the main difference, I guess. But the thing with music is you have to like craft this thing. You don't get to like work on it. You don't get to like shape it. You don't get to shape like you know what I mean? When you put out like a song or like an album, it's out. It's out there.
Right. It's the thing.
Yeah. But whereas like comedy, it's like you're doing sets, you're doing spots, and you can like kind of, all right, that one didn't really hit this much. Let's change, this word. All right, now that's working. So now you can like kind of get like a feeler for it.
It's a quicker feedback loop.
Yeah.
Because like for instance, when Trump got shot.
Okay.
No. So when it's a great example because when Trump got shot, I had a show in Santa Fe that night. So I'm literally driving up to Santa Fe. I was watching Patrick Bet-David, funny enough. I was watching him reporting on what was happening. They're talking about what's going on. I'm watching other news reports or listening to them, trying to figure out jokes. I was like writing jokes at the house, and now I'm getting to the venue a little bit early. I like to get there early anyway. Yeah. But I get there early, and I'm scrambling.
That's the difference between musicians
and
comedians.
And I had like, comedians show up late too. You fuckers show up late all the time. But, and I do too. But, I'm like scrambling and I've got maybe 8 to 10, maybe like 12 Trump assassination jokes. And maybe only 3 of them are going to hit. But I don't even know yet because, and I literally it was kind of hacky, but I got up in front of the crowd and I was like, you guys get to experience something that most stand-up crowds never get to experience. You get to experience comedians coming up with jokes about current events
on the spot
hours after they happen.
Yeah.
That being said, here, let's see what's going on. And I did like, I think 4 or 5 jokes about it and like 2 of them hit. So I was like, hey, I ain't a bad batting average.
Which ones? The Bad Listener?
I made a joke about, I talked about how there's a Kennedy running in the race and nobody's trying to kill him. Yeah. And then, as most people don't care about him. And then I made another joke about, I'd have to look at the footage. I think the other one was. But
that's good, though.
Can't use it now.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. No. I would say those are like the main differences. But like in terms of performance, I don't know. There's a lot of similarities, honestly, between music and comedy. And then I've found that when all the podcasts that I listen to, they always say that they're all comedians, right? That I listen to, and they always like hang out with like Tommy Lee or like some rock star or whatever. And all the rock stars want to be comedians, and all comedians want to be rock stars. And I can say it's true. I'm not a rock star, but like. Yeah, I'd love to be a comedian. Like I want to write. I want to be in the writer's room. I want to do like that. That'd be fun. Yeah, no, things are. That's
the other things about stand up is that the barrier to entry is so much lower and it's so much easy. It's borderline non-existent.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, granted, obviously, like not doing it at a high level, you have to work and build up to that and network and whatever.
Yeah.
But as far as like, I think I have 2 minutes worth of jokes and there's an open mic tonight.
Fuck
I
it,
know
I'm
I
go.
know that there's an
Go.
open mic at this bar.
Yeah.
And I know I have to be there at this time to sign up.
And you're like, I'm funnier than everybody here. I'm so funny. Yeah. Versus playing in a band, it's like, oh, dude, yeah, nobody's in the crowd. It sounds like shit.
Well, not only that,
And it's just so different.
Let's say before you even get to a gig as a band,
Yeah.
before you even step on stage, the prerequisites to get there are so much higher based on the fact, unless you're a solo act,
Yeah.
a truly solo act, you have to have other people you're relying on, which means you have to rely on other people, other people's instruments, other people's tech, other people's writing ability, other people's teamwork ability. You have to figure out all of that. For comedy, it is
Just you.
Just you.
And all the jokes you stole. Yeah.
Shout out to Mencia at Hyenas.
Ned, where you at? Yeah. No, music's crazy because it's like, yeah, I love playing live. Like, that's probably like the most like fun I ever have. And the Sunshine Show, that was like a really good like pick me up, I guess. Just kind of.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, the thing you bring up joke theory too, and that is the one main or not main difference, but one difference I would say is with music, you're allowed to borrow and you're allowed to take inspiration, and you can do that.
You
in
can
comedy.
sample shit.
Yeah, you can literally sample,
literally
right?
steal the song and then put it in your
Right. Yeah. But with stand up, it's like I would say like most comedians, it's more often than not that people that do stand up comedy, stand up comedians, they take inspiration at least mostly in the beginning.
Yeah.
But they take inspiration from people that they listen to, and they take inspiration from comedians that they like. It's a natural thing to do.
Yeah.
But when you start stealing jokes, that's the cardinal sin. People would rather you juggle. Like people would rather you do magic.
music comedy.
Yeah, bring up a guitar.
Yeah.
Then
like, this fucking get out.
Yeah. And then they would, steal fucking material because that's not, you didn't go through. I was thinking about this earlier because I've been thinking about this because after Casalas in November, I burned like half my material because
Really?
Oh yeah, because the political stuff didn't work anymore. It's not relevant. They booked me literally the weekend after the election. So all of my political material done there.
Yeah.
I'm not doing military stuff anymore because I just don't want to have that my identity on stage. I just don't want to do that. Okay, so get rid of that. So out of my 10 minutes, I probably only have 5-6 minutes out of that work, and it took me not 10 months. It took me maybe a year and a half to get to that point of like a decent 10 minutes on stage as an opening act, where like I would say, with the exception of the second show on Friday night at Casalas, I kind of did not do very well. But the first show on Friday and both shows on Saturday, I had about an 80 to 85% hit radius, which is pretty good for me. So I was like, okay, it took me a year and a half to get to this.
Yeah.
And now I've got to rebuild half of it. Now, let's assume that someone took that material
Yeah.
and figured out a way to tell it the same way I do it, make it hit the same way that I do it, which is challenging in and of itself. But if they took it and do it, they didn't go through the year and a half that I went through. They didn't go through the life experiences that I have that led to that material. You're fucking stealing it, dude.
Yeah.
You're taking away all the hard work. And then, if you build a comedy career on stealing material, and then let's say you get big like Mencia did,
Yeah.
and then you get caught stealing material, well, now you don't know how to write material.
Damn.
Because you've spent your whole career stealing from other people.
What's it like to bomb as
Horrible.
a comic? Because I know what it's like to bomb as a band.
It's, well, for
But
me,
because you were saying, it was different. Like as a band, I'm not just bombing. I got 3 other dudes that are like, oh shit, this ain't going too hot. Well, with you, it's like you're just holding the mic and you're like,
yeah.
Ooh, so dating's weird.
Yeah, it's different for everybody, but for me, this is one of the things that I've noticed about myself starting stand up, like even from the beginning. I've been comfortable with bombing. Like, I've never gotten embarrassed on stage. Like, I've never been like, oh, fuck, what is going on? I've never had, like, a freak out internally, or certainly externally, but I've never, like, gotten super embarrassed. The worst it's gotten is, like, fuck. It's either, A, why is none of this working? Because when I know it has.
Yeah.
Or that's when it feels the worst. Because it's one thing when I'm like trying newer stuff at a show.
That doesn't count.
And it's not. No, it definitely counts.
Well,
it's still
makes you better.
It's still a show, right?
Yeah.
But it's like when I'm trying new-ish stuff at a show and it's not working as I like it to. That's on me. Or it's like, fuck it. That's whatever.
Yeah.
But
Right. It makes you better.
yeah. But when I'm bombing with material that I know is good and I know has worked before. That's the first thing my mind goes like, fuck, why is this not working? That's weird. But then
it's your beard.
what and then what really takes over my mind is like, I'm here to make, and this is the newer thing for me, where I was like, I'm here to make these guys laugh, and they're not laughing. Now I feel bad for wasting your time, even if it was like 6.5. Dude, I remember one night, the worst bomb I've ever had. The worst was at Dry Heat.
Good riddance, yeah.
No, it was.
See you, losers.
I was doing.
Jokes.
I was doing like an 8-minute set, normal, whatever. And the first minute and a half was fine. I wasn't doing amazing, but it was good. Got some laughs, doing fine, warming up. And then just the next 6.5 minutes was a TED Talk. It was silence. And the only people laughing.
TED Talk on what? What's your topic?
It's
fingering chicks. And
it's the normal shit, like personal shit and then like political stuff. But anyway, but the only people that were laughing were the comics in the back. But they were laughing at me.
Oof.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then like tough. I closed out my set. I got a little bit of laugh on my closer, and I just got the fuck out of there. Yeah. I remember literally walking to the behind the stage, and 3 of my buddies were sitting there, and I was like, "Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm gonna kill myself. Thank you." Oh yeah. So it's like, dude. So for me, like it's not good. It doesn't feel good.
No,
but
it's horrible.
But I've never felt like. But here's the thing, though, is that I know the big one's coming. The first like,
big bomb,
like big bomb is coming.
Oh, dude, yeah,
because that was my worst one, but it didn't impact me very bad. I felt bad, but it wasn't like fuck this, fucking. Dude. But I know that big one is coming.
Yeah,
and it's gonna happen in a.
You can be better. You can be better because of it.
Well, because it only happens, in my opinion. I haven't experienced it yet, but like I think the big ones only happen in high pressure situations where you know you have to perform and you know you have to turn out a product and you don't.
Well, I hope I'm there. It's gonna be funny.
Because it's one thing to bomb at a small club or bomb at a bar.
Yeah.
But if I got the opportunity to do like a Comedy Works in Denver, or like the Mothership, or like the Comedy Store,
I snuck. Okay, this is actually a really crazy story. We played in Salt Lake. Simon Terror played in Salt Lake a couple weeks ago.
Go to Wise Guys.
Yep. Hold on. Hey, shut up. So we got done playing, and the band they're all down for the count. They're tired. They're exhausted. We all just traveled. Whatever. I'm like, dude. Who's at Wise Guys? I look on the stage or like the website. Ari Shafir. I just spent the whole like 10-hour drive listening to like Protect Our Parks, all the other shit that he went on, and I was like, "Fuck it, dude! I'm just gonna go." It's sold out. It was sold out weeks before. So I literally went there, walked in, got a PBR from the bar, and then they were like, "Yeah, the headliner's going on right now." I was like, "Who's the headliner?" And they're like, "Oh, it's Ari Shafir." I was like, "Okay, cool. What's that over there?" And then I just walked in. Dude, I just walked into the venue of Wise Guys. I'd never been there before. All I know is that all comedians love it. Yeah. And it was so dope, dude. Sounded great. He killed. He was like, he's not even funny.
You don't think he's funny?
He's all right. Did
you see his last special on Netflix?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I loved it.
It was pretty funny. He did have a funny bit about how all homeless people are on like meth or like heroin, but what happens if you give them Molly and they're just dancing like, "Hey, you wouldn't happen to have $1, would you?" He's just yeah. And I literally snuck into the show, and this giant bouncer dude comes up to me. He's like, "You want a better seat?" So in the seat that I was sitting at, it was right behind this pillar, and he was so nice. In Salt Lake, Utah, do you want a better seat? Yeah, it was wild. It was crazy. I was like, "No, I'm good right here." And he's like, "What happened to your seat?" And I was like, "Oh, some guy was he sat in it, but it's cool. I'm over here now." That was it. And he left. And I just watched the rest of the show. Nice. Snuck in. It was dope. Really cool. My like he killed it. Basically, is what happened. But I want to get back to bombing
Yeah.
on stage, because we've eaten shit like as a band, and like it's like we're dope. Like in my mind, like it's like we're dope. We're so sick. Like you know, but like until you get out of town and like you realize that, like, oh shit, the standard's way different than here. It's like, oh yeah, nah, we should probably practice.
Okay, I take that back. You bring up a really good similarity between stand-up and music. So that's one of the best pieces of advice that I've gotten from Buck D. He's a local comic here in town. Very
white guy, right?
No, exact opposite. Very funny guy. Very, very funny. Very talented performer. Something he harps on is you need to be funny elsewhere. Not just you need to be funny where you're at. Don't get me wrong. You need to be the man or the gal. You need to be the guy where you're at. But your funny needs to travel.
Yep.
Your funny needs to be applicable elsewhere. You can't just be funny for a New Mexico crowd. You can't just be funny for a Las Vegas, Nevada crowd or a California liberal crowd or a New York whatever. You need to be funny everywhere, because how else are you going to get booked and do well elsewhere? Yeah. And so, like, for instance, there's they still do it. I haven't been in a long time, but they do a writing circle at Dry Heat every Sunday. And I went a couple, or more than a couple, but I went a few months ago. I used to go pretty regularly when I had like Sundays free. And I was working on a joke about midget wrestling.
Really?
And something that was like,
let's craft it right now. I'm down. I'm so down.
Something that was like poignant about that joke was dirty bourbon.
Oh.
And the thing is, that's funny for Albuquerque.
Yeah.
But if you go elsewhere, you need to either transplant that into the local country bar that's kind of a little redneck, kind of
midgets are
shitty,
everywhere.
or you just dump the joke all its own because that's not. If I just say dirty bourbon in Salt Lake,
they're not going to get it.
Nobody's going to fucking get it. So even like in Cruces, nobody's going to get it. Right. So it's learning how to be funny all around rather than just where you're at. You need to be funny where you're at, obviously, but just all around in totality. So
we've played shows like in different cities where it's like we craft the set list kind of based on where we're at. It's like these people are gonna like this song way more than this song, and you know, for the most time we're like, majority of times it usually works out. But it's like there's bands that I talk to here that's like we've never played out of state. And they're like the heavy hitters here in like New Mexico. It's like, oh yeah, well you got to get out of here, dude. Yeah. Like, isn't that your goal? Like, your goal is to tour, get a record label, and get out of here.
Not to sound like an asshole, but this is going to sound like an assholey statement. That's not everyone's goal.
Yeah.
And that's something you kind of have to realize. And the reason I say that is because, no, dude, I've had really great local comedians.
Which is cool.
Which is legitimately, like, great, funny guys.
Yeah.
On the podcast where they're like, I'm cool just doing this. And I was like, all right, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But because there's motherfuckers in the city where they're funny can travel.
Yeah.
They just, and I'm like, I'm just so, like, one person is a great example who's funny could really travel is Robert Eisner. If you've never seen him do stand up, fucking give him a follow and go to his next show, because this dude, whether it's a show, whether it's an open mic, I am so jealous of him because he naturally has he just gets up there and no matter what he says is just
hilarious.
Fucking hilarious. Yeah. It's great. And so that kind of stuff will travel. It was a lot of people, not a lot, but there are just some people that they're content with doing the thing locally. Yeah. And it's like cool, but why? Wouldn't you want to get paid thousands of dollars to go to a state over and play a gig?
Yeah.
That sounds cool to me.
Yeah, it's cool. Some people just don't, I don't know, really want to do that. I've also talked to people where it's like, oh yeah, like we're on a label now, we're traveling, we're touring, we're making like 40 grand a show or whatever. But yeah, I'm just hanging out. Don't really care, you know.
Well, people it's a human
Which is dope.
It's a human thing, but people adapt. Yeah. Things that seem cool to you right now, if you get it and you sustain it for a few months, it becomes the norm. The shine kind of wears off and it becomes the norm, and it's not a bad thing. But that just becomes like a question of how much initial or like inert humility you have to realize, like, if you get to these bigger things, can you still recognize where you're at?
Yeah.
Because how many performers, whether it's stand up, music, acting, or it's like, oh, the money got to them.
Yeah, there's a
It
bunch,
happens.
but also every time I tell people like how much people get paid, they're like, "No way, they don't get paid that much." It's like, dude, this is like, there's so much money that goes into concerts. Yeah, they're getting like 200K.
Yeah.
They're getting 300K.
Yeah.
Like that's like, I don't really.
A retarded amount of money.
Yeah, it's like I don't really.
And almost
I guess
unfathomable.
I guess why you think that, but it's like, no, this is like the money that's getting thrown around.
But you also got to remember, like, how much work and how unique
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
are.
It's like we're not there.
At
We're
the-
getting
yeah.
like $100.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
at the highest level
Yeah.
of it. It's like, why are they getting paid hundreds of thousands?
Dude,
or
rappers
how
get
much
paid
money?
like fucking $500,000 just to show up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
But
dude,
then-
like my
yeah.
buddy at my old school in Utah, he was in charge of like the student government like booking shit. The amount of money they're throwing around for like fucking Laney, you don't even know who that is. Yeah,
Is that a country person?
no, it's like a Utah pop person.
Oh, yeah.
like and like Coin. Like I love these artists. Like they're cool. But it's like, yeah, dude. You know what somebody said? He gave him the initial offer of like, I don't know, a couple $100,000. He's like, double it, and then we'll talk. Yeah, there's so much money that goes into this shit. And it's like, you're telling me you don't want that? You make so much fucking money. And that's one show. That's one, like, because like, well, colleges are different because like they have to spend the budget money. So if you have a good manager that like get you right at the end of the year, so they can spend all that money on you. But that's one out of his like, I don't know, 30 show tour.
We just had a couple months ago, my buddy Jake was telling me about it. Fucking, you know who Troy Bond is?
Yeah,
He's an up and coming comic.
Yeah,
He had just come through the college circuit for UNM.
Oh, really?
I'm sure they threw a bunch of money at him too.
He probably got like, I don't know, 30K, something like that.
Only 30K.
Yeah,
Come on
something
now.
like that. Come on.
That's still a good amount of money.
That's probably what, like, I don't know. Most I've been on show, like we've been on shows where like I see the check for like the headlining artist. I'm like, what the fuck? They're getting that much?
Dude,
we got $200.
Dude, when I was at Casadas, they handed me and the feature, and then they set down it was all envelopes and set down the paycheck for the headliner. And I was like, I don't even want to know. I know how much I'm getting for this weekend, and I'm happy with it.
Probably like a couple $100 or whatever.
Well, I only got paid 100, yeah. 25
Well,
a show.
The first time we ever played Sunshine, I saw the checks for like the main dudes and like the main bands, and then this is pretty funny. I was like, "Whoa, what the hell?" I saw them, and then the manager comes back. He's like, "Oh, you guys played the night? All right, hold on." Just gives like $100 bill. Slides over. Like, that's kind of a little less than I thought we were gonna get, but I mean, fuck it, whatever. Yeah, dude. But,
So you've been thinking about doing stand up or what?
yeah, no, I'd love to. I mean, I've gone up a couple spots. I've done a couple of open mics. I really want to do like get in a writer's room. Really want to like get on a show or something to where I can like, I don't know. I feel like that's where I kind of like.
When we get done here, I'll send you the list of open mics in town.
Yeah,
And 'cause there's a
dude,
whole-
I've been going to because like I go with Corn.
Okay.
Shout out Corn. Cornelius. He is doing. I just pulled it up actually. If you're not following Corn, you got to follow him right now. He's doing March 21st and 22nd at Casadas. He's opening up for Steph Tolley.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Which
So-
is fucking insane. That is a huge name.
Hey, guess what? He gonna kill it. And yeah, he's one of my dudes that like I kind of like live vicariously through. It's like I want to be up there. We're both like native Navajo dude like entertainers, and so that's where I just like fuck it. I'm gonna drive this dude around. We went to Santa Fe for a show, just to do like a 15-20 minute set. I loved it. Stand up so like fun, and it's like all I listen to. All I listen to is like
Fucking-
comedy podcasts and,
Dude,
and whatever.
Get 5 minutes. All
Yeah.
right, no, listen to me. Get like 5 minutes together.
Yeah, I have it.
Polish it up as much as you can.
Yeah,
If
just
you,
go up somewhere.
If you feel comfortable, I throw shows.
We might, yeah, I might
city.
honestly. And it just goes to show how easy stand-up is because
Oh my God.
I play guitar. You want to go up on stage? You want to play guitar or what? No, I'm joking. Jokes. Yeah.
Yeah, but for real, dude, if you fucking...
No, seriously, yeah.
You want 5 minutes and you feel like you got something.
I got something, dude.
I want to see it, first of all, but...
Yeah, I'll tell you off camera.
Not that I'm the arbiter of funny, but I want to see you fucking...
It'd be funny, but also like I love like chopping it up with like comics and just like chatting shit, and it's so much fun.
I will say this: we haven't done it in a long time, but me, AJ, and Jake Otero, we got in the old podcast studio.
I think I saw
one night, and we off camera, like completely off camera, and we just sat in my podcast studio for like 3 hours and just wrote. Well, we were talking shit, but it was like writing material and figuring. We came up with like an extra 8 minutes for AJ. Worked on one of Jake's jokes, and I got some stuff out of it too.
Some
like,
funny dudes.
It was good, man. Yeah. There's something to it. It's a lot of fun, but I don't know. It's because I just the last really since like December. I mean, I've just been working so much on the fucking podcast, and like moving started to happen. I just haven't sat down and written a ton.
Same.
So like, I'm just so glad. Like literally all of yesterday, today, I've been at this fucking computer working on the rebrand shit. And then tomorrow I've got off, thank God, so I can polish all that. Because I have like 4 episodes I think before this one that I've already filmed. Mm-hmm. So like get all the social media shit. I'm making my own thumbnails. And I used to have my buddy make my thumbnails for me. Like he make a template and I just like plug and play shit. Now I'm making all my thumbnails. I'm just gonna knock it all out so that because I'm pretty booked through all of February. But now I'm spacing it out more in April or March and April, so I have more time to go to open mics, more time to write, really get my shit back together and start. Because me and AJ, we're trying to go on the road this summer.
Yeah, dude, that's where we're at too. San Mateo, we're planning out.
How do you book shows
this summer
as a band? Because like as comics, I mean, obviously it's a lot of networking. It's a lot of like, who do you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like, different. It's so different.
Because at least for us, it's like you kind of just show up. You're like,
exactly.
Hey,
that's why you guys are so easy. It's so fucking easy. It's so easy, dude. Way easier than compared to music.
But you got to have a vouch though. Unless you're booked, you got to have a good vouch from people that matter.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. With a fucking band, dude, you got 4 of the dudes. And it's like 4-piece is like a pretty generous, like that's an easy band.
Yeah.
Most bands have like at least like 5 or 6, and that extra member throws in whatever. Anyways, yeah, we're lining up schedules, we're lining up routes, we're lining up like other bands that we're playing with. We're hitting up bands that we've never even like heard of or played with, but we got recommended them like on our homies in Denver or whatever. And it just, I don't know. I will say this, that as a band that has like booked everything DIY, like it's like either me or whatever, like in the band, there's no like rules really. Like just do it. Like just, you know what I mean? Like just you like somebody has to do it. It's got to be somebody to book it. And we just kind of go on that sort of.
Are you just like sitting DMs, sending emails?
Yeah. We're sending DMs. We're sending emails to bookers, to venues, promoters,
like EPKs and shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Here's what we've done. And granted, the last tour that we booked, a couple summers ago, it was really dope. Like we had a lot of success with it, and it worked out perfectly. And even since then, we've done way more stuff, gotten way more plays, streams, blah blah blah. More like accolades, I guess. So this one should be a little easier, hopefully. But also, this is why you hire a manager. That's someone that like already has connections and like knows what they're doing. But at the end of the day, yeah, you don't need a manager. You could just like send emails.
Well, that's the new age that social media has brought that I kind of enjoy for entertainers is if you get your following up enough and you mix that with networking.
Yeah.
Getting on tour, you don't need necessarily. Now, granted, I'm sure there are venues that want to go through management services and want to go through that kind of thing. That certainly
which is
exists.
Most really do.
But at least at the beginner level, at the intermediate level, you can kind of get by on just like, hey, throw me on the bill.
Yeah,
throw me a couple $100.
$200.
We'll be there.
Good. Yeah, we'll sell merch and 3 drink tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, play it. Meet at least like 5 or 6 cool people. Go to the hotel, go to the next city.
Yeah.
The reality of tour like is not cool at all, really, until you get to like the really cool like top spot.
Yeah.
It sucks. You're in a van with, I mean, this is me and my band, but like when we toured, it's 4 different very strong personalities going at it all the time. You're stuck in the same car. You're stuck in the same goddamn Days Inn, La Quinta bullshit. 1 or 2 queen beds, whatever. Someone's sleeping on the floor, and you're going to sound check. You're going to rehearsal, or not rehearsal. You're just like going to the venue. You sound check. You just hang out, and then you sell merch. 1 person sells merch because they all fuck off. And then you go back to the hotel, wake up, drive a couple hours, go to the next city, do it all over again, and you know it's like the grind. And like there's like some cool beauty in it, but like yeah, but when you're fucking sleeping on the floor, it's not cool.
Hey, that's all part of it, man.
It is, and you know it builds character, builds a lot of
Camaraderie.
yeah, because it's like
how bad do you want it?
yeah, exactly. And like I look at like bands here that like yeah we want to go tour and stuff, and I'm just like in the back of my head it's like I really want you to go tour, like I really want you to get out here, I really want New Mexico to be like a fucking heavy hitter, but tour is going to teach you a lot about your band.
Well, and and I'd imagine that you agree with this, but because I was having this conversation with Zach Abeda a while back, New Mexico, well, really Albuquerque, as it's growing entertainment wise, and we're moving away a little bit more from being a flyover city and a flyover state. This is actually a really good place to start out and a good place to be, if not for the reason that you've got Denver and Colorado Springs, Austin, Phoenix, Tempe, and then you've got
Chihuahua, Mexico.
Yes. You got TJ too. Yeah. But then you've got Vegas 8 hours away too.
Yeah.
And then you have Salt Lake, 7 hours that way or whatever. So,
or you could be in like fucking Philly and go like 2 hours everywhere.
Well, but if you're going to be,
yes, this is a good spot.
If
like,
you're going to be in the Southwest, it's not a bad place to be.
No, it's really not. And once like you make it to wherever direction you're going, that city is like it's huge. Those are all like massive cities. Yeah, and you know, it's kind of weird because everyone that we've talked to from those cities, they've never been here. Yeah, and we're trying to change that. We're like trying to get more bands to come through to New Mexico, to Albuquerque, to Launchpad, to fucking wherever. Yeah, and yeah, it's just a matter of doing it, honestly, dude. And that's like the big similarity between music and comedy. It's like right now, this generation, like us, like all coming up together, this is going to be the generation that like I don't know paves the way for. You know, touring acts like Fluffy will be here in 2030. Huh? Fluffy. Oh yeah. He already comes here.
Well, what's cool? What I like about that, you bring up a good point because he came through to I forget what casino he was in.
Yeah,
but he went to a huge casino, and Anthony A. He's out in Phoenix right now. Okay, but he started out here, and he talked about networking and knowing people because Anthony A. Real briefly, he had went through Kenan Thompson's like stand up. Like they did this search thing. Yeah, Good Burger. Yeah. They did like this search thing throughout the city. He made it to the very top of it, and he was like, Kenan Thompson was like, "Hey, how can I fucking help you in your stand-up career? Like, how can I help you?" Yeah, and he was like, "Fucking Fluffy's coming through my city. Get me booked on that." Got a vouch from Kenan Thompson. Yeah, enough people tagged Fluffy. Fluffy saw it on Instagram, and literally the way he got booked was Fluffy put on his story, "Hey, Anthony A., I don't know who the fuck you are, but you better be funny. This is your booking."
Yeah.
And he went and did like 10 minutes on his show in front of like 13,000 people.
See, that shit works for comedy.
And just
murdered it. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like the talent here in New Mexico, you put us or like any New Mexico band in front of like in the Sleda crowd, they're going to fucking murder it. Yeah. They're going to kill it. It's just a matter of like spotlight. It's a matter of opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, just getting crazy. One thing I wanted to ask you about before we get out of here is about your acting. Yeah. So from the last episode, I know that you went about this a slightly untraditional way, non-traditional, but you're doing pretty well for yourself. if I say so myself. I think you're doing pretty well.
Thank you.
I think you're doing pretty for as new as you are.
Yeah.
And this isn't a knock, but the lack of experience just with what.
Whoa, hey, come on. I thought we were friends. Dude, what are you doing? Doing over
But
here?
just, you know what I mean.
You brought me on here to shit on me?
Like for how new you are, you're doing
Yeah.
very well. You're
Thank
doing
you.
extremely well. If someone's listening to this, myself included, that has an interest in doing what you're doing, what is your advice? Like, how do you pitch yourself? How do you contact people? Like, I'm not saying give out emails or something, but like what did you do to figure out, like, just not even like I'm not even saying getting booked for a role.
Yeah.
I'm just saying getting your foot in the door, having a conversation, having an audition. Like, it seems like again, like even for me with stand-up, I framed this right. Even with stand-up, I've always been a huge fan of stand-up. Always had an interest in it, but for me, it was always like I respect comedians so much. I have no business on stage with a microphone. No, thank you. But then I didn't even know we had comedy because we're in New Mexico. We don't have a whole lot, so I didn't even know we had comedy at the time. So I was like, how the fuck do you get into stand-up? And don't you have to go to like L.A. or New York? Like, what the fuck? But like, you're here. You're in New Mexico. You were in a Netflix movie. You were in a Netflix TV show is about to come out. What do you do to have like an audition, to have a conversation? Like, what do you do to get to that process?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you if I did. It's weird because it's like I really am.
How did you do it?
It's just I like it. When I say I don't know how it happened, I really don't. Like, I'm literally just a kid born and raised here who sent an email out one day, and that changed everything. And it started when I got back from...
Did you email a management company? Did you email an agency?
Yeah. Your mother, actually, is what it was.
Well, she can't get you too far. So
No. I just got back from college, graduated in a biochemistry degree because I thought I was going medicine. Realized that, like, I don't really want to do that. Or like I shelved it for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what, I just want to play music and see where this goes. I emailed a couple. I knew in my head that there was a bunch of productions and movies and shows that get filmed here. So I just like Googled their IMDb, what show is filming here, who's in charge of casting, who are the managers, who those. I found out who those people are. Somehow, so I basically stalked my way into the industry.
Fuck it, dude. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Found their home address, found their car, found their plates. Left them kind notes.
You were outside of their fucking house like SpongeBob.
Hi, Squidward.
Yeah, basically. And I was just like, I sent an email saying, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I do, I play in a band, here are some pictures of me. And luckily, a couple of them got back to me. A couple of them told me to fuck off, kick rocks.
What were those emails like? The rejections? What did they say?
For Toby movies. Doesn't matter.
Who gives a fuck? What'd they say? What'd they tell you? Were they like, we're not interested?
Oh, we're busy. Yeah. No, it's just like, we're busy right now. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, whatever.
And
at
too
that
busy
time,
streaming the Super Bowl, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, we're whatever. I guess like we're doing fucking Sharknado 5 or whatever. Who cares?
Hey, listen, Tara Strong. What's her name? Tara
Strong.
Not Tara Strong. She's the voice actor.
Yeah.
What the chick? Tara Reid. Tara Reid from the fucking American Pie movies. She still needs a paycheck. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I do too. And anyways, the ones that got back to me, they got back to me, and one in particular, she was super helpful, super nice. She's like leveled with me. She's like, I like your look. We got to work on the acting, but
did you send in a tape of you acting or reading anything?
Yeah. Well, I sent her that email, and then she was like, oh, I'll send you from here on out. Like, I think the first thing I ever got was actually my first ever audition was for The Curse. It was a Showtime show with Nathan Fielder and Emma Stone. And yeah. And it was filming in Espanola, and they were going back to productions in New Mexico. They wanted to hire locals, and so I got lucky, and they took the time to see my tape, and not just that, they were like, all right, not for this one, but we'll find something. And I auditioned for like dentist commercials, like fucking car seat commercials, did like I don't know, some action movie, like some other like really big movies and stuff, and then just nothing. And then I just like one day I got an email. I was like, "Hey, do you play basketball?" And I was like, "Yeah, I fucking love and breathe and die basketball." And they're like, "Okay, cool. You can audition for this thing." I had no idea what it was. I read the script and I was like, What is this?" And did my audition, self-tape, got a call back, eventually landed the Resball part, filmed that whole thing, changed my life. Because of that, all right, I had something under my belt. Now my shit gets sent over from this agent to another person. And you got to realize that like agents and managers, they are on your side because the more money you make, the more money they make. So they're pushing you. And auditioned for Ransom Canyon, got that, something else under my belt, and now I'm getting pushed for some other stuff.
If I see this motherfucker show up in a Transformer,
I might be Optimus Prime. I'm Bumblebee. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. It really is just a matter of like you doing the research, finding out what you want to do, and just send it. Like, just who cares? Like, you get the rejection, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You do the audition, you eat ass. It's whatever. Like, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
It just really depends on what you want to do. And if you find out that like acting isn't for you, it's fine, dude. It's, I don't know. Like, I've come to grips with my own opinions on acting, and it's like, do what makes you happy. It really does, yeah. And I don't know. I guess the one thing I will say is that like, no one's going to do it for you. Whatever you want to do, if you want to do acting, music, comedy, no one's going to send the emails. No one's going to send the DMs. No one's going to send your EPK. It's got to be you. And I was having this conversation with this dude from another local band here a couple nights ago, just like out. And they're like a younger band. They're like want to like, I guess, do their thing. But I was like, dude, like, you're the guy. Like, every band has like the guy.
yeah,
Or like every act has like the guy.
you're the Paul McCartney.
Yeah, you're the guy. You're the guy
Yeah.
that makes the shit happen. You're the one that does the booking. You're the one that does the talking to venue managers at the end of the night. You're the one that sells the merch. You're the one that does all the booking. Whatever.
You're doing the legwork of like the behind the scenes. Yeah,
You're the one that's out on the town where you're from, making connections, saying hi to people. Like, you're the guy.
yeah,
And we were talking, and I was like, yeah, it's got to be somebody. So.
yeah.
I guess that's my thing for anybody that wants to like get into some sort of entertainment industry. It's like, yeah, this is super cutthroat. Everyone wants to do it. So just, I don't know, either you're really persistent and, I don't know, just like really on it, or your art is so undeniably good, it's just going to take off. Which one's more like, more common? You can guess, but like,
Well, there, regardless of your talent level, you need to be the hardest worker.
Exactly, but I have seen one band, it's the Backseat Lovers, where it's like I'm sure they like did like their own like booking or whatever for a little bit, but like they just took off, dude. And it's very rare you get an act or like some sort of artist like that, and odds are it's not you.
Yeah.
unless it is. I hope it is. I really do hope it is.
Right.
And I hope you're from Albuquerque.
But even if it is you, you need to have work ethic.
Yeah.
You
They do.
need
They
to
do.
have
Yeah.
skill. You need to have I found this out just in the short amount of time of doing stand up. You need multifaceted. You need to be able to be great on stage, because that's my skill.
Yeah.
Personally, with me and AJ being able to like book all these shows on these venues, like he's really good at getting us in the door.
Yeah.
I'm really good at setting the standard and at saying, hey, these are our needs. Like, this is what we need to make a good comedy show happen, and here's why we need all these things. I'm really good at that. Not that he's not, but I'm just really good at that.
Yeah.
And then we're both really good at booking shows. Like, we're both really good at getting good lineups together, who gels well. Not just who's funny, but just who gels well.
Yeah.
Who's going to be a good handoff between sets and all that kind of thing. So figuring out how to be and he's also really good at making poster flyers and stuff like that. So it's figuring out all that stuff.
It's all that.
How do you play off of each other's strengths, but then how do you figure out what yours are and compound on those?
Yeah. And most importantly, the most important thing is be cool, be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, tip the sound guy, tip the venue manager, watch the openers, watch the people that you're on the bill with.
Yeah.
Be nice. Don't, leave the ego behind. It's like we're all here trying to do this. We're all here having fun. I know who like. Why do you need to be mean? You don't need to be mean. Don't be mean.
This is not fucking high school.
Yeah.
It
is. Yeah.
Just be a cool, like, that's a piece of advice that I got from, he used to be here in Albuquerque, but now he's out in Austin, and we become friends. His name's Maverick, and and I went out to Austin, met him, hung out for a bit. And that's one of the last things he told me was like, hey, there's a piece of advice, A, B, and then C, be a cool hang, man.
Yeah, just be nice.
Just
be cool.
Be nice. Yeah. Hang out with people. Just be nice to hang around with, because, and I learned this firsthand in a positive way. When you start going on the road with other comics, you want to be cool to hang out with. You want to be someone where it's like, even if they're not that funny, they're fun to be on the road with.
And you're gonna get another callback for like a show or something. Because cool.
When I went on the road with went down to Ruidoso with Zach and Jake, it was I had been friends with those guys beforehand for a little bit. They've known each other longer than I have, obviously, but it was just cool to hang out in a car with them for like a 7-hour round trip and just talk shit. Yeah, it was cool. Now, if they were dickheads, or if I was a dickhead, it would have been a way worse trip.
Yeah, a silent car full of comedians.
It's not
that's
good.
A nightmare, dude. Yeah, do you hate each other? Or no one's funny. But yeah, that's all I would say, man. But yeah, we can wrap this thing up if you want.
Yeah, no, this is really good, dude.
Yeah, that was cool.
You're a fun hang. Listen, motherfucker, get your set together.
Yeah, let's do it.
Get your stuff. I want to. If you're fucking about it, fucking. Hey, listen, AJ threw a fucking pro wrestler 5 minutes. I'll throw you 5 minutes. All right, we'll fucking
the midget guy or.
No, he's actually a really cool dude. He started doing because we run an open mic over at Safe House on Saturdays now, and he went and he did 5 minutes there. And it was pretty fun to watch him do his thing.
Yeah,
and because we've got the Top of the Block shows up in Rio Rancho.
Yep, I've been there. I went to that one.
Yeah, and he went up and did 5 minutes like 2 weeks ago, and I guess it wasn't a complete bomb. Like I guess he
this guy's cool.
Out of the 5 minutes he did, 2 minutes of it was good, and that's a pretty good batting average for your very first time.
Not bad.
So the fact it wasn't dead the whole time was good. Yeah. And so yeah, man, if you got fucking 5 minutes,
I'm down. Hey, after we're gonna wrap this podcast though, but me and Noah, we're gonna go over my notes. All I think about is just like dumb autistic shit throughout the day. I write it down in my notes. But
my notes page is filled, son. All right, before we get out of here, where can everyone find you on social media? And then one more time for your upcoming show.
Yes, Side Montero, play guitar in that shitty band, play all over town. Give us a follow there, all platforms. Ransom Canyon season 1, April 17th. Watch that. Resball is on Netflix, so if you haven't seen that, tune into that.
Very good movie. Very good movie.
Also, Side Montero will be playing at Launchpad March 1st with Marisa y los Homies and Hannah Beach and my buddy Tevin Lowe from the Low Bros. So catch us there. My name's Jaren _R on Instagram, and it was a pleasure.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
Yes, sir.
You're the shit.
Likewise.
Thank everyone for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you like what you've seen here, please share it with as many people as possible. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It really does help out the podcast. And if you're feeling extra generous, feel free to subscribe to our Patreon, which I have coming soon.